Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Hello.
Today, we're really digging into one of the absolute cornerstones of American literature, F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby.
Yeah, and it's so much more than just, a tragic romance. Our sources show it's really about the American dream, or maybe the illusion of it, and the pretty brutal carelessness of the super rich.
Absolutely. So our mission here is to unpack Nick Carraway's perspective, how he filters everything for us. We'll look at the stark geography, West Egg versus East Egg, and of course the whole mystery surrounding Jay Gatsby himself.
And ultimately, the tragic consequences, right? The price of clinging to this idealized past that maybe never even existed.
Let's start with Nick, our narrator. He kicks things off telling us about his father's advice, reserve all judgments because not everyone's had your advantages.
Right, sounds very noble, very tolerant, but then almost immediately kind of backtracks. He says, look, that tolerance has a limit.
And it failed him, really.
Yeah.
Except for Gatsby.
Which is fascinating, isn't it? Because Gatsby represents everything Nick says he scorns. All the flashiness, the new money vibe.
Yeah, the gaudiness.
Exactly. But Nick sees something else in him, this extraordinary gift for hope. He calls it a romantic readiness he hadn't found anywhere else.
That tension scorning the surface but admiring the core hope. That's really the key to the whole book, I think.
Definitely. And Nick carries that sort of conflicted view when he heads east in, what was it, spring of 22.
Yeah, 1922. Comes from a solid Midwestern family. Off to New York to learn the bond business. Wants to be a well-rounded man.
But he lands right in the middle of this frenzy, the sheer excess of the East Coast jazz age. It kind of hits him hard.
And Fitzgerald maps that excess onto the landscape itself. Long Island Sound, this island, and the two eggs.
West Egg and East Egg. They look similar maybe on a map, but they couldn't be more different in spirit and social standing.
So West Egg, that's Nick's side. He's got this little eyesore of a house jammed right next to Gatsby's enormous mansion.
Right, 40 acres of lawn. West Egg is the less fashionable one. It's the new money. Maybe trying a bit too hard, a bit flashy.
And then across the bay, you've got East Egg, the old money.
Yeah, the white palaces, inherited wealth, settled, and maybe a little complacent. That's where the Buchanans live, Tom and Daisy.
Okay, let's talk about the Buchanans.
Yeah.
Tom is Nick's old college acquaintance, and Daisy is his cousin.
And Tom. Well, he's presented almost as raw physical power, a hulking physical specimen, former football hero at Yale.
And the book points out he sort of peaked at 21. Now he's just coasting on immense wealth.
And arrogant. His voice has that paternal contempt, like he's always looking down on everyone.
He certainly looks down on anyone not like him. There's that incredibly uncomfortable dinner scene where he starts ranting.
Oh, yeah. About that book, The Rise of the Colored Empires. He gets really worked up, pushing this racist theory about the Nordic race needing to stay in control.
And we should be clear, we're just relaying what's in the text here.
Yeah.
It's Tom's viewpoint being presented.
Absolutely. It's a reflection of certain anxieties and prejudices of that era, which Fitzgerald is capturing. And what's chilling is Daisy's reaction.
She doesn't push back. She almost eggs him on, cynically winks at Nick.
Yeah, it speaks volumes about their world, doesn't it? That kind of casual cruelty shielded by wealth.
And Daisy herself.
Mm-hmm.
She has this famous voice. Nick calls it thrilling, like it's full of promises.
Full of money, as Gatsby later says. But behind the charm, there's this deep cynicism. Remember what she says after her daughter is born?
Oh, that line. It's unforgettable. I hope she'll be a fool. That's the best thing a girl can be in this world, a beautiful little fool.
Just heartbreaking. It shows she's not blind to the limitations, the hollowness of her own life, but she accepts it. Prefers the gilded cage.
So you've got the glittering prison of East Egg, the striving flash of West Egg, and then the place in between.
The Valley of Ashes. You can't miss it. It's this bleak industrial wasteland between the city and the eggs, literally covered in ash and dust.
It's like the dumping ground for the city's waste. And maybe the moral waste, too.
That's a great way to put it. It's grim. And it's precisely where Tom goes to see his mistress, Myrtle Wilson.
She's married to George Wilson, who runs this struggling garage there.
Yeah.
Total opposite of Tom's world.
And Myrtle herself, She's described as having this burst of life, this immediately perceptible vitality, very different from Daisy's sort of languid, controlled manner.
But that vitality doesn't save her from Tom's world crashing into hers. There's that awful scene in the New York apartment they keep.
Right, the drunken party. Myrtle gets defiant, keeps saying Daisy's name.
And Tom just snaps, hits her,
Mm.
breaks her nose with his open hand.
It's sudden, brutal, and just lays bare the power dynamic. The casual violence the wealthy can inflict without consequence. It really raises the stakes.
Which loops us back to Gatsby, living next door to Nick in West Egg, throwing these absolutely legendary parties. Why? What's the point of all that show?
It's pure performance art, isn't it? The lights, the orchestra, the sheer scale of it all. Crates of oranges and lemons arriving every week. A Rolls Royce acting like a shuttle bus.
Yellow cocktail music. I love that description. It's designed to be seen, to attract attention.
But here's the weird thing. Tons of people show up, like moths to a flame, Fitzgerald says. But almost nobody actually knows Gatsby.
He's just a rumor, a legend in his own house.
Mhm.
Did he kill a man? Is he a German spy related to the Kaiser?
The stories are wild. He's more myth than man, built out of gossip.
Nick's different, though. He actually gets a formal invitation.
Yeah, one of the few. And even then, he doesn't meet Gatsby right away. It's kind of accidental during one of the parties.
And the description is great. An elegant young roughneck,
Yeah.
about 30, speaks very formally, almost like he's practiced it.
But then there's the smile.
Ah, the smile.
Nick describes it as having this quality of eternal reassurance. Like it understands you, believes in you, it's disarming. It's Gatsby's sort of superpower.
And that smile, that mansion, all those parties. It all boils down to one single, incredibly focused goal. Jordan Baker spills the beans later.
Right. He bought that specific house, that enormous place, for one reason only. So Daisy would be just across the bay.
Wow. Just the sheer scale of that obsession.
It's immense. And it all comes together in that image at the end of the first chapter.
Yeah.
Nick sees Gatsby alone on his lawn at night.
Reaching out across the water.
Yeah.
Trembling almost.
Towards a single green light, minute and far away. That might have been the end of a
A
dock.
green light. It's Daisy. It's the past. It's everything he wants. It has this colossal significance for him.
So once we know what he's reaching for, we need to understand who he really is. Because the story he tells Nick at first.
It's pure fantasy, right? Wealthy family from the Midwest, educated at Oxford, toured Europe like a young Raja.
Total fabrication. The truth is much grittier. His real name was James Gatz. From a poor background, he literally invented J. Gatsby.
He met Daisy back in 1917 when he was an army officer. He did go to Oxford, but only briefly after the war, part of a program for officers.
And the money, well, he inherited some from a guy named Dan Cody, a mentor figure, but he got cheated out of most of that.
So the current fortune, the one funding the parties,
Ah,
that's darker.
much darker. It comes from his business connection, Maya Wolfsheim.
The gambler, the guy who fixed the World Series back in 1919.
Exactly. We're talking organized crime here. Bootlegging, specifically. Tom later throws it in his face. Gatsby's using a chain of drugstores as a front to sell illegal alcohol during Prohibition.
So the dream is built on crime. The beautiful surface covers something illegal and pretty shady.
But before all that comes out, we get the big romantic moment, Gatsby and Daisy reuniting at Nick's little house.
Oh, Gatsby's a wreck. So nervous. He sends a gardener over to cut Nick's lawn beforehand, nearly knocks a clock off the mantle.
It's awkward, then intense, and then he takes Daisy over to his mansion, shows her everything.
And the scene with the shirts, it's iconic. He's throwing these expensive, beautiful shirts, piles of them, and Daisy just starts crying.
They're such beautiful shirts, she says. It's like his whole life, all the striving, the crime, it's all validated in that moment by her reaction to his wealth.
But there's a catch, isn't there? Once she's actually there, in his house.
The green light loses its magic. Nick notices it later. Gatsby himself seems to realize that the reality, having Daisy there, can't quite match the colossal significance of the dream he'd built around her. The illusion starts to fray.
You can't really hold on to the mystery once it becomes real.
Exactly. But Gatsby still has this incredible insight into Daisy. He tells Nick that famous line.
Her voice is full of money.
Yeah, he gets it. That inexhaustible charm isn't just charm, it's the sound of inherited security, of never having to worry.
That understanding, though, doesn't save him in the big confrontation. The scene at the Plaza Hotel in New York, it gets hot, tensions rise.
And Tom forces everything out into the open. He confronts Gatsby about the bootlegging, the drugstores, right in front of Daisy.
Gatsby makes his big demand then, tells Daisy to tell Tom she never loved him. That it was always Gatsby.
He needs that absolute validation, needs her to erase the past 5 years. But she can't do it.
She cracks. I did love him once, she admits, but I loved you too.
And that's it. The illusion shatters. She can't choose Gatsby's dream over Tom's solid, if brutal, reality and wealth. Her courage just fails her.
Tom sees he's won. And then he does something really calculated, almost cruel.
He sends Daisy and Gatsby home together in Gatsby's car. That bright yellow car, like he's rubbing it in, showing he's not threatened anymore.
But that car ride,
Yeah.
that's where everything goes irreversibly wrong. They're driving back through the Valley of Ashes.
And Myrtle Wilson, Tom's mistress, distraught, runs out into the road.
And the yellow car hits her, kills her instantly.
And the devastating twist. Gatsby tells Nick later that Daisy was driving.
Oh, man. But he says,
Of course, he'll take the blame. His final act of loyalty to the dream. Protecting Daisy.
the aftermath is just bleak. George Wilson, Myrtle's husband, is destroyed by grief, and he's fixated on those eyes on the billboard.
Dr. T.J. Eckelberg. Wilson starts seeing them as the eyes of God, watching everything. He connects the yellow car to Myrtle's death, believes the driver was her lover who killed her.
And then Tom delivers the final betrayal.
When Wilson shows up asking about the car, Tom, feeling righteous or maybe just callous, tells him the yellow car belongs to Gatsby, points him straight at Gatsby.
Just redirects the vengeance to protect himself and Daisy. Utterly ruthless.
Wilson finds Gatsby at his mansion. Gatsby's taking a swim, finally using his pool for the first time all summer.
And Wilson shoots him, kills him, then kills himself nearby. The dream ends in violence and despair.
And the emptiness that follows.
Yeah.
It's profound. Gatsby's death reveals the hollowness of the world he tried so hard to impress.
Daisy and Tom, they just disappear. Pack up and leave town. No forwarding address.
His business associate, Meyer Wolfsheim, refuses to come to the funeral. Says he can't get mixed up in it. Too risky for his reputation.
Even the hanger-on, Clip Springer, the guy who practically lived at Gatsby's house.
Yeah, the boarder. He calls Nick, but only to ask about a pair of tennis shoes he left behind. It's just chilling indifference.
So who actually comes to the funeral? It's almost nobody.
Just Nick, the owl-eyed man from the library party, and Gatsby's father, Henry C. Gatz, who comes from out west.
And Mr. Gatz provides this final, poignant piece of the puzzle.
He shows Nick an old book, Hopalong Cassidy, from when Gatsby was a boy, James Gatz. And in the back, the kid had written this strict schedule, these general resolves.
Things like rise from bed 6 a.m., dumbbell exercise, study electricity, practice elocution, and reminders. No more smoking or chewing. Be better to parents.
It shows you the raw ambition, the discipline. This wasn't just luck or charm. This was a project of intense self-creation from a young age. He built Gatsby.
Which makes the carelessness of the others even starker. Nick runs into Tom later, back in the city.
And Tom admits it. Admits he told Wilson it was Gatsby's car. Feels completely justified. Says Gatsby had it coming to him. No remorse at all.
And that's when Nick delivers his final verdict on people like Tom and Daisy.
Yeah, that absolutely devastating summary. They were careless people, Tom and Daisy. They smashed up things and creatures and then retreated back into their money or their vast carelessness and let other people clean up the mess they had made.
Wow. Just nails it. So for Nick, the whole experience changes him. He sees it as a story about the clash between West and East, maybe how Midwesterners can't adapt to the moral landscape of the East.
And fundamentally about the danger of Gatsby's particular kind of hope. He poured everything into repeating the past. He genuinely believed, of course you can.
But you can't. Or at least he couldn't. Not that way.
His hope was huge, magnificent even, but it was all directed backwards, chasing that lost moment with Daisy. Nick ends the book with that famous line about Gatsby believing in the orgiastic future that year by year recedes before us.
And the very last line. So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past. Still gives me chills.
Me too. It suggests we're all kind of caught in that struggle maybe, between moving forward and being pulled back.
So we've seen the allure and the danger of illusion, the carelessness of entrenched wealth. The big takeaway for you listening might be this. Gatsby spent everything chasing that one green light, that moment already gone.
Yeah, think about the cost. What happens when all your energy, all your focus goes toward recapturing something lost instead of engaging with the present, with what's actually possible now?
Are you rowing back towards an idealized past, maybe missing the real opportunities, the attainable green lights right in front of you?
We've done our deep dive into Gatsby's world of dreams and disaster. Now maybe take a look at your own horizon. What green lights are worth reaching for today?